Hello, this is Brian. Welcome to part 2 of the Morris Peak hike. I am now on the Sierra Nevada side of 178 and Walker Pass. I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail and I'm climbing fairly steady, but nothing really steep. I'm a little slow today considering the Scodie Mountain cross-country hike I did yesterday, which really tired me out. Not really stiff. I mean, not really sore or anything. It's just maybe a little bit stiff and a little bit more tired than I otherwise would be at this point in my hike. I saw this big yellow patch on basically the entire time I was climbing up Scodie Mountain, which is over there in the clouds. So I saw this yellow, patches of yellow here on the Sierra Nevada foothills, and I was kind of wondering if they were poppies or if they were in the sunflower family, and they were the latter. Most of this yellow, if not all of it, is desert tick seed or desert coreopsis. If I remember correctly, the Latin name would be Leptocine bigelovii. I believe it's bigelovii is the species name of it. If I find out different, which I'm pretty sure that's right. If I find out differently, I'll put my correction either in the description or post it as a comment. But yeah, this is basically all desert tick seed or desert coreopsis. It used to be in the genus Coreopsis. That's why that name still sticks around, and some people still call it Coreopsis. But this is all desert tick seed. Of course, we have other stuff in the mix here too. I'm not as knowledgeable about the herbaceous plants. My forte is more the woody stuff, like the shrubs and the trees. I tend to be a little more knowledgeable about them. But I believe this is a type of tidy tip, this white one. I believe it's in the genus. I don't think it's that one. I think it's a different species of Laia. I'm going to look that one up, and I'll also post that either in the description or the comment section. But right now I'm on well-graded trail, maintained trail. This feels much easier than yesterday. But like I said, I'm feeling a little slower now that I'm, coming off the heels of a pretty insane hike yesterday. I'm just going to keep following this. I believe it goes up to a saddle. I don't know the exact elevation of the saddle, but it should be well over 6,000 feet by the time it gets there. And then at that saddle, I'm basically going to try to find a use trail that'll take me up to Morris Peak. From what I've read, there should be a use trail up there. But this is not the Sequoia National Forest. This is Bureau of Land Management here. This is the Owens Peak Wilderness. That's the Kiava Wilderness where I was yesterday. But the Kiava Wilderness starts off in BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, and then as you get closer to the foot of the mountains, then it becomes Sequoia National Forest, and that's where I spent most of my day yesterday. And the Kiava Wilderness also goes into the Sequoia National Forest. However, on this side, the Owens Peak Wilderness does not have any national forest land here. So if you're trying to look up Morris Peak on a Forest Service map, you're not going to find it. You're going to find, I believe it's on the Walker Pass segment of the U.S. Forest Service Atlas. But you'll see the Pacific Crest Trail crossing Walker Pass. Yeah, it is on the Walker Pass page. And it goes, and you'll see it going partly into the Owens Peak Wilderness, because that page also has a huge chunk of this area, which is Sequoia National Forest. So, U.S. Forest Service map will only get you part way up this. So don't count on that for any help in finding Morris Peak. Probably have to get a Tom, I don't know, maybe a Tom Harrison map or something. You'll have to get a regular map, but fairly confident. I mean, I've looked this up before, so this is not, I don't think I have a foolproof plan, but I should be able to get up there. I'm gonna try it, that's for sure. Could follow this all the way to Owens Peak Saddle, which is about 8 and a quarter miles from here. I'm not going all the way to Owens Peak. I don't think my body will tolerate that today. Could go to Mount Jenkins, which should be about a 14-mile round trip, but I think I'm going to stick with Morris Peak. I mean, depending on how I feel later, things could change, but more than likely, I'm going to go to Morris and then return. I could always do Mount Jenkins another time. This time, yeah, I'm going to stick to Morris Peak. Morris Peak is 7,215 feet, so it's almost 80 feet lower than Scodie Mountain, which you can't even see in the clouds. But difference is, I mean, you could take the PCT around Scodie Mountain and do cross country coming in from the west. I think it's from the west or something. But I wanted to try something different, so boy did I. Beautiful morning out here. Sun's a little warm, but the breeze is crisp. It feels very cool. I'm going to be in the clouds probably a nice chunk of the day. So unless they rip open later, don't count on seeing a lot of views. Maybe barely be able to see 20 feet ahead of me. It's kind of a shame in a way, but in another way, it's a blessing because the weather will be cooler. And I will appreciate that very much. So here I am rounding another bend, probably at about 5,600, 5,700 feet, I believe. I'm climbing up quite a ways. There's an old Jeep track. Actually, if you're really adventurous, I don't know what peaks these are here. I don't know. I think there are a few named peaks along the way, but that would be an excellent cross-country hike right there to that peak. I don't know what peak that is. If I find out, I'll probably leave it in the comments section, because I don't like to overly clutter my description. But